Well, it's that time of the week again where we get to talk about brand new VR games coming out this week, next week, and of course some of that juicy VR gaming news. But before we dive into that, I want to say a massive thank you to all you guys and girls out there for supporting this channel. Your likes and shares and all of those things make a huge difference to me and what I get to do on this channel. So honestly, I just want to say a thank you to you guys for supporting this series and of course this channel in general. So honestly, massive thank you to you. You're amazing. Now, let's get into new games this week. Well, there haven't been any new games this week. It's been one hell of a dry week when it comes to VR, but that doesn't mean that this video is going to be dry because we actually have a ton of VR gaming news and we also have some stuff coming up next week. VR gaming news. First up, we finally got our first look at Attack on Titan gameplay. Now, this is something that I've personally been looking forward to, and I know a ton of you have been looking forward to as well, and well, unfortunately, it really didn't impress me that much. And now this has gone from a full-blown release to being an early access title coming out at the end of this month on the 23rd. Now, I'm excited to still try this out for myself because it really is one of these things in life where you need to actually get into a game and figure out whether it's good or bad. Game footage can sometimes really mislead you into either thinking it's going to be incredible or, of course, looking really bad, and it could just be that they're very bad at capturing the footage. But I've got to say, the overall feeling that I was left with this sort of gameplay was really, like, I think the fan-made games kind of did it better from what I'm seeing so far. The movement looks a little restricted, the look of the game looks fairly kind of low res, and honestly, just all round the combat looked a little bit weak. Now, there are some moments in this, like where they cut off limbs and stuff, that looks pretty dope, but again, I'm feeling pretty underwhelmed with this so far, and I would love to know your opinions and comments down below. Like, let me know, does this excite you, this footage, or does it leave you feeling the same way that it's left me? Next up, we got a sneak peek of House of Da Vinci VR. Now, this is a flat game that is making its way into the VR world, which I love to see. It means developers are starting to pay attention to expanding the scope of their game, and of course getting it out to all of us VR players as well. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what this game is, this is basically a puzzle solving game. It's another one of those ones where you're going to be doing a bit of a walking sim whilst doing a bunch of puzzles and some cool things. Now, I will say this actually looks freaking gorgeous, and I know it's got incredibly high ratings for being a flat game, so I'm really hoping that this translates well and they give it the full VR-ified features that it needs to make it really work in VR, and it's not just a half-baked option. I will say the trailer looks pretty convincing to me that it feels very VR-ified. Man, that's a new word, but it does look quite interesting, so let me know if you're hyped about this or not. Next up, we didn't really get a look at this, but we have got some news that we have a brand new game on its way called Tier 1. Now, this is actually a group of developers coming together to essentially make the ultimate military sim type game where it's going to give you that sort of like one-to-one experience as much as you possibly can, at least in virtual reality. There's a bunch of devs from Onward, there's a couple from the Iron Man team, so I mean, it looks like a very cool team of Avengers coming together and freaking actually going to make this dope ass game, but again, we know very little at the moment, so if it's going to be good, I don't bloody know. I'm just here to tell you that it looks like it could be an interesting project, and hopefully once we get to see some actual gameplay of this or something good, then I'll be able to share it with you. Right now we have pretty much just still images. Next up, we got Metal Hellsinger VR, and well, this is coming out pretty damn soon to the Quest and PCVR, but for now we got to have an early look at this game. Me being one of the people got to have a chance to have a little early look at this. Some other creators have put videos out as well, so if you want to see a little bit more on this, I recommend you go and check out people like Beardo Benjo and stuff like that, because they have some really cool content pieces on this. But for now, I can tell you a little bit about my experience in this game, and so far, I've got to say, pretty dang good. It's pretty true to its counterpart, the flat game, and also it just feels like it's had that good VR treatment that's really brought it over into the virtual reality space. Now, I will say it's not the most stunning game I've ever seen in virtual reality, and I kind of hope that it holds up looking relatively good for the Quest, as the only build I've been able to play so far of this is PC, as it's like an early look at this. But yeah, I think this is going to be something pretty cool. Now, if you like metal music and if you like sort of Doom, then these two things are going to go kind of hand in hand, because this is essentially Doom made into a rhythm game, which is definitely not a bad thing, because I friggin' love Doom, and really this game pretty much impressed me the whole way through. The only thing I would like is just a bit more crispiness on the actual visuals of this. Past that, this looks pretty damn good, it plays pretty damn good, and the music is freaking dope. So the way that this goes is, like, as you get more sort of points within the game, you're actually going to sort of open up the track. So it starts off with like a drum beat, you got to kill to that beat. As you get your multiplier up, it adds more and more into it until you get to the point where there's vocals in there, and then it's just a freaking kick-ass metal song going in your ear while you're killing a bunch of demons and doing your thing. Coming out next week. Now we get to dive into the titles that are coming out next week, and we're going to kick this off with a title that I am personally very much looking forward to, and that is Infinite Inside. This is a MR game at sort of heart, but then it's very VRified at the same time. It's kind of this beautiful marriage of the two coming together, but they're also coming out on multiple other platforms, and I'm assuming that the answer to that will be, of course, that it will be just a fully VR game for the other platforms like PSVR 2, because, well, it doesn't really have pass-through capabilities, and PCVR, and the Apple Vision Pro, I'm assuming, will be very similar to what the Quest 3 experience is, with that full mixed reality experience going hand in hand with each other. I'm honestly super excited for this because it's just my kind of game. Puzzle solving, absolutely gorgeous, a little bit mind-bending, and then on top of that, that sprinkling of mixed reality, which personally I love. I just think this is going to be a freaking top tier experience. I have played this before on App Lab, but this is now obviously it's like full polish and it's fully ready for the main store. So now is going to be the time to really get into this and experience this full fat version of the game. Next up is Death Game Hotel. Now this one has that very sort of Japanese game feel and sort of like anime twist to the way that it looks, and then you're going to be able to get in here and play this game. It looks kind of interesting. You're essentially going to be betting like your limbs and body parts in order to win the game, so hopefully you don't lose, otherwise you're going to lose a lot of parts of your body, I guess. So that's where the death part comes into the Death Game Hotel. Looks very interesting. I'm not sure if this one's going to be for me, but I know there's going to be a ton of people that are going to enjoy this type of game. So yeah, I'm interested actually. Let me know in the comments, like, is this the hype value for you, or is this just look a bit mid? Because I truly can't make up my mind off of just the visuals I've seen of this. It looks like it could be good, but it also looks like it could be absolutely terrible. So this is a true 50-50 game for me. And last but not least, we have Exit 8. Now this is one I'm actually strangely looking forward to, and as a person who doesn't like horror, that might surprise you a little bit, because I'm forever talking about in these videos how I don't really like playing horror because it scares the bejeebus out of me. But this one looks kind of interesting. It is a walking sim where you're going to get like jump scared and weird stuff's going to happen, sort of like very odd events as you go through this, and you essentially beat this sort of very PT-esque sort of game. Would you like to see me play this? And if you would like to see me play this, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll take it from you guys. If enough of you tell me that I should play this on the channel, I'll absolutely do it. If not, I guess I'll just scream in my own spare time. Kind of funny to watch me play horror games because I'm a big scaredy cat. And that is pretty much going to do it for this week's wrap up. This is kind of funny. Some of you know I've been away for a couple of weeks, and I thought I'd come back and this video would be absolutely chock-a-block. Turns out I booked to be away for 2 weeks at the perfect time in VR because not a lot happened while I was gone. Not a lot of games came out, and honestly I was expecting to have to make like a two-parter to this video where I covered all the things I'd missed from 2 weeks and then came back to sort of course what happens this week, but nope, it's been pretty damn quiet. If there's anything in particular that you'd like me to talk about or cover, then let me know in the comments down below, and if I have missed something that I've truly missed, then please let me know and I'll cover it in next week's video. Other than that, guys and girls, that is going to be it from me for this week on content, and I will catch you next week. So enjoy your weekends. Let me know what you're going to be playing over the weekend in the comments. I always love to hear that because it sort of shapes what I might play over the weekend. And other than that, take care. Catch you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.